Hi, I'm Kathleen Carlson. I am the mother of 5 kids. I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I have my own business, and I live in Bozeman, Montana. It's probably below zero outside right now. But today I just wanted to talk for a few minutes about a pretty serious and very personal subject, and that is surviving sexual abuse. So I actually don't like the word survivor because it sounds like you're a victim, and I really don't like to have that attitude about experiences in my life. So what I like to look at when I think about those experiences is how can this be the best thing that could possibly have happened? You know, I had a sexual abuse incident with a grandfather when I was very young, probably 8 years old, maybe 9 years old. And then I was abused by a priest who I later discovered was a serial offender and is no longer a priest. And that was as a young teenager. And then I was actually raped a little bit later in life, but when I was still fairly young. So what did I get from all of that? I think the main thing, the most important incident was the situation with the priest, because I was very religious. And for me, that wasn't just a betrayal of a personal relationship, which I had a very close personal relationship with that particular priest, but it was that my whole universe was shattered. Like, I just didn't know anymore, if this man was a representative of God, then I wanted a different God. So I started searching, and that was a huge deal. All my family was Catholic, so, I was really breaking away from that. Fortunately, my mother was interested in Eastern religions and yoga and things like that. So I did have, an open window right there. So I set out to find a different God, and that set me very intensely on a spiritual path as a teenager. So by the time I was 16 and I could drive, I started driving myself and going to spiritual conferences, studying everything you can imagine, Atlantis and Lemuria and Eastern religions and ancient religions and, just the whole gamut, all of alternative health. I ended up living in 3 different spiritual communities. I lived in a Quaker-based community, and then for a short time in a Sufi community, and then in a more universalist New Age community for a longer period of time. And those were great experiences, the experience of being in a community and that connection with people and feeling like a deep sense of mission and service, with a group of people, I think it was a great experience. So I have come to feel that the best thing that I can do in terms of someone who has been a child predator, for example, is to really focus on the fact that if that person has a soul, that I can still pray for the soul of that person. I wouldn't want to pray for the person themselves, because if this is just an energetic world and when you send out prayers, you're sending energy, I wouldn't want to send energy, to someone who might misuse that and might harm somebody else. But I feel that if I pray for their soul, that it is the soul within us, our own conscience, that might help to turn that person back to a wholesome way of life, back to a way of life that would be of benefit and healing for them, and also would prevent any further harm to someone else. So that's sort of the way I look at it. It set me on an entire life, all the people I've met that I wouldn't have known, deep exploration of world religions, of energy, of the healing power of art and music. And I think I probably would have gone that direction, even if it hadn't been for those traumatic incidents. But they were a catalyst, and sometimes a catalyst can send you even more intensely in a direction that, you probably were going to go anyways. But in a weird way, I guess it sort of gives wind to your sails. And so that's what happened to me. And I was very intensely seeking and on a spiritual path from a young age because of that. So in that sense, it's more than surviving. It's using the experience to take you in a positive direction. And sometimes people who have been through the most difficult circumstances, become very strong And I'm not necessarily claiming that for myself, but I'm just saying, if you look in literature, Harry Potter, they're always orphans. It's always people who come from very difficult circumstances, that end up being heroic in some way. So I guess that's what I'm attempting to do with those experiences, and for that I am grateful.